everyone and welcome back to Carefree Caravanning.
So, James May, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, Tiff Niddell, Vicky Butler-Henderson, they are all absolutely superb car journalists, and they are truly experts in their field when it comes to cars. We, on the other hand, are not. We are just so not experts when it comes to cars.
I think I've got to disagree with you there, actually. We are experts.
We're not.
I don't think anyone can beat us when it comes to cars losing money.
That's very, yeah, no, I'll give you that one, Shell. No, you're right. No, we are, I take that back, rewind. We are absolute experts at losing money when it comes to cars. As you said, I don't think anyone could lose the sort of money we lost or we lose on cars. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, we've never intended to do a review of our car, but...
No, I mean, we've declined over the months that we've had our channel. Oh, countless people have written saying, oh, your car is at an X1,
is it an X1, X2,
or
X3, X4, X5? And this week, in fact, we had 2 more people asking about the cars.
We've always, I mean, if we've written to you previously saying we're not going to be doing a car review, profuse apologies. We really weren't intending to do one, but as Michelle said, we've had 2 more requests in this week about could we review our car. So this is the beast behind me. So I thought we would, well, we thought, didn't we? We thought, well, you know what?
We're just going to show you the car,
it's
tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, we're not experts, so please don't say, well, this is not right or that's not right.
It won't be the Top Gear way, it'll be the Carefree Caravanning way.
Absolutely, we're going to do it our layman way. I think we're going to tell you what we wanted to know and what we would want to know if we were buying a car. So I think without further ado, let's
go over to the car.
Go over and have a look.
So this is our tow car. It's a white BMW X3. When we were choosing which car to have, I said to Keith that I really wanted an X3 and I wanted it in white, Caravan white, so that it matches our Caravan. Right, that's my review.
What? What?
Over to you, Keith.
Is that it?
Well, what can I say? It's a lovely car. It tows nicely. It's in white. Nice leather interior. Right. It's a nice car.
Well, thanks for your help with that one, Michelle. Caravan white. Right, so the car is a 2-litre, it's an X3, BMW X3, 2-litre X-Drive, and it's a diesel. It has a 8-speed auto gearbox. It's 16 valve. It is 4-wheel drive-ish, which I'll explain shortly. The towing capacity on this car is up to 2 tons. If you just look at the front of the car, it was another extra. The lights, they have the angel eye lights, so you probably might be flickering a little bit. That was an additional extra. So towing capacity wise, it's up to 2 tons or 2,000 kilos if you're younger than me. The weight of the vehicle is 1745 kilos and the length is 4.657 metres. The width is 2.08 metres and the height is 1.6. Now, the X-Drive, if I can just show you, in fact, we're just going to go around to the boot. On this car as well, we have the electronic boot release. So the boot goes out. Now, as I said, the turning circle is 11 metres, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. And that's to do with the X-Drive system, which I will talk about in a second. Just so you know, at the moment we are in 2019. The road tax is about £160 a year. Fuel-wise, average is about 45 to 48 miles per gallon normally, and when towing we sort of vary between 23 and 25 miles to the gallon when towing. Right, so moving along. By the way, that was all red from a piece of paper, which is why I was off camera. I'm just going to stop the engine for a second. Oh, it's nice in there, the air conditioning is on. Okay, so this car, it's got the alloy wheels, and they're 19-inch wheels. one of the negatives, I want to be honest with everybody and give you the pros and cons. Now, these tyres are run flat tyres. Now, it's the positives of run flat tyres is that if you get a puncture, you can just carry on driving, albeit slower, but you carry on driving and the tyre will allow you to do that. Now, the positives as well is you've got a little bit of extra space in the boot where you would normally have a tyre. You can, if you're ordering one of these new, you can, as an optional extra, have another tyre, but they're hugely expensive, hugely expensive. Now, the negatives on a run flat tyre is cost-wise, wow. Each tyre you can expect to spend between £250 and £300 per tyre. So each corner you could be looking at £1,000 plus for new tyres, which I had to spend some time ago on this one. So that's the positives and the negatives on the run flat tyres. In the boot, now because it has run flat tyres, it doesn't have a spare. In the boot you do, oh crikey, sorry about that, you've got where you normally have a spare wheel, so you've got extra space under there, which we just keep jump leads for our kids' cars and a pump for the tyres. On here you have the parcel shelf that is retractable and also removes. Really handy. Now the seats, they are 70-30 split rear seats, so you can have 70, you can have 2 seats down and one person, I push that down, one person sitting there, or you can have all 3 down. So you have a lot of boot space if you need it. Now, I'm going to be, again, being totally upfront with everybody. A negative on this, on most hatchbacks that I've seen, the squab of the rear seat lifts up when you're going to put them down. These squabs don't lift up, so when you put the seat flat, it doesn't actually go totally flat. I don't know if you can see the angle of that. It's not really been a major problem for us, but it would have been nice if they lifted the squab up so the seat then goes flat, but they didn't, so hey ho. As we said, electric boot goes up and down. Right, so I think we'll, just on the outside you have folding mirrors, so you can push a button and the mirrors fold in. Lovely. Never use it, but lovely. Right, so on the back seat...
Oh, and the mirrors, they tilt when you
They
reverse.
tilt when you reverse, yeah. When you reverse, when the car goes into reverse, the passenger's side will tilt down so you can see the curb. Right, just popping the seats back up. On the back, in the back you have a centre armrest, which is handy, and you also have 2 drinks holders, which is also very lovely. Right, so now moving to the front of the vehicle. I think we need to go inside the car on this one. So, moving inside, there's loads of space in here. There is loads and loads of space for bits and pieces. So you've got 4 electric windows, you've got the button that you push and these mirrors move in. I don't know if you saw that. I've never used it. Looks lovely though, doesn't it? Both sides, they just move in, I suppose. When you lock the car, the mirrors will automatically lock into place. Right, I think we need to jump inside, so just going to jump inside. So we're towing the Caravan at the moment, and it's we're getting about averaging 23 to 27 miles per gallon. We're travelling around, or we were just travelling around 55 miles an hour. I mean, you can't really feel the Caravan when you're towing with a car. You get the odd sort of jerking, which you get with any Caravan and car. So yeah, I thought we'd show you what it's like when we're towing. We've got our Tyre Pal gauge up and running here, and we've got our 2 sat navs, but that's the one that we use all the time when we're towing, because that's the one that has the weight and the size of the outfit, including the Caravan. So yeah, so we thought we'd show you a little bit what it's like when we're towing. So I'd say we're showing 24.2 miles to the gallon at the moment. That is towing, and we are on a dual carriageway. Right, so inside the car, as we said, this car is 4 years old, just on 50,000 miles. You have loads and loads of space in here. The centre armrest, you've also got a 12 volt socket, you've also got a USB socket, and I do apologise, I forgot to show you in the boot. In the boot, there's also a USB socket that is live constantly, which is brilliant because we carry a cool box, as many of you may know, and gosh, it's hot. And so when we're loading the car up, we can put the cool box in, plug it in, and it just starts cooling that down. Coming down to the centre of the car here, you've got standard on this car. I think everything on this car is standard-ish, apart from I also had the winter kit fitted, which I'll explain in a second. First of all, the X-Drive. Let me just explain to you briefly about the X-Drive system. Now, the X-Drive is a four-wheel drive car, and what happens with the X-Drive is it will work out which wheel is spinning, so it will make the other ones that aren't spinning spin or move. So it basically is a four-wheel drive, and it will just make whatever wheels the car needs to move. It will make them active. Great fun in the snow. Because it is a four-wheel drive, so you can get up hills and what have you. Right, moving down to the centre of the car, you have this doesn't have Apple Play or Android Play or whatever it is. This came out a year after this, or we bought this, so it has Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth is fantastic. This car has got the winter pack on it, which I'll explain. It just basically means that the heated steering wheel is part of the winter pack. You've got heated rear seats as well, independent rear seats, so you have 3 heat settings for that. And also, what else is it on the winter pack? I can't remember. And it also has a sport steering wheel, the M Sport steering wheel, which I'll go through. It has, on the steering wheel itself, you've got cruise control on this car. You've got obviously all the audio settings. It is an 8-speed automatic, the car, and it does have the flappy paddle gears, which is here. So either side, so you can drive like Lewis Hamilton and use the gearbox manually. If I'm honest, 4 years ago when I picked it up and I was driving home, I used it, and I used it for about 2 or 3 minutes. And if you stop using it, the car will automatically revert back to automatic. And I've never used them since. I just don't need to, it's an automatic. But it's there, and it's lovely, lovely if you want to use it. So that's the flappy paddle gearbox. It is a push button stop start, so foot on the brake and push the button and away it goes. I won't start it, although I should really for the air conditioning, shouldn't I? Just coming down to the centre of the centre console, it is an electric handbrake, so when you put the car into park, you don't actually push the button at all. It will automatically put the parking brake on. If you open the door, the driver's door, when you are stationary, even if it's in drive, it will automatically put the car in park and put the brake on automatically. To turn the handbrake off, you just literally lift the lever, and the handbrake, as long as your foot is on the brake, the handbrake will release. Auto H, now that's auto hold. That is a fantastic option. It wasn't an option, it was standard. That is superb. Auto hold, I use that all the time. So as soon as you start the car, I push the auto hold. And what happens is when you stop, be it at traffic lights or whatever, pedestrian or whatever, as soon as the car stops, it will automatically put the brakes on. So you can actually take your foot off the brake if you're at traffic lights, and the brake lights will be on. It will still be in drive, and then once the road is clear, you just use the accelerator, and then as soon as you touch the accelerator, the brakes come off and away you go. It's a fantastic thing, and I wouldn't want a car without it because I use it all the time. You have front and rear parking sensors. We don't have a camera on this because I didn't want to spend the extra £980 4 years ago having a rear view camera. So you've got front and rear parking sensors which you can turn off manually. That's this one. You have hill assist, which I have no idea what it does, but I'm sure it's fantastic. You also have the option to have it in eco or comfort or sport mode just by pushing these buttons. If you're overtaking something and you want a little bit more speed and it holds the gears, it sort of steps up the gears, just push the sport mode and it will go into sport mode, and you can go to economical mode that I think is standard default setting on the car, but you can override that. And you can obviously turn the auto traction off, or off, I should say, something never done and probably never will. Apart from that, I really think that's covered the inside of our car. It's a lovely car, really, we love it. And you know, for 4 years old, we really looked after it. So even at 50,000 miles, it's barely run in. So we're really happy with the car. So that's our BMW X3 2-litre diesel X-Drive. You know, we're not making fun. We just thought, we just did it our way. And I mean, hopefully you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, it's a lovely car.
It
is.
is.
A great tow car.
It is a lovely car.
Lots of space.
And I think...
Make up your own mind.
Yeah, I think 3 questions is, would we buy another one? Absolutely. Would I recommend it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Will I buy another one? No, probably not. Now, that's not a contradiction. It's purely because we're in 2019. The powers to be, albeit Boris at the moment, you know, they want us out of diesel cars, and over the next 2 years, you know, we will keep this now for probably another 3 or 4 years, because we only use it now for our holidays away. You know, we don't use it for work anymore. So the mileage is so low on it that we're just going to keep it for probably 2 or 3 or 4, even 4 more years. And probably by that time, you know, the electric cars or the hybrid cars, they will have towing
capacity.
Yeah, capacity.
Is that the right word? No.
Capacity.
Capability.
Capability. Yeah, they'll have.
See, we're not experts.
We're not experts. So will I buy another one? Probably not, because as I said, there'll be an electric version or a hybrid version in 2-3 years' time. I know there are a few cars out there already, but it's still in the technology stages. So we'll wait and probably spend another 30, 40, 50, 60,000 pounds, and oh God knows how much they're going to cost. God knows how much they're going to cost. Anyway,
Lose more money.
You lose more money.
Okay,
of course.
I hope you've
if you ever want to
enjoyed
buy
that.
a car, just ask us if we've bought one, and if we've bought one, then don't you buy it, because you will lose money. Honestly.
It's like
In fact, can I just tell them quickly a story about
Yes,
the
of course.
interior? As we showed you, we've got the black leather interior in this car. Now, when we ordered this 4 years ago, I really wanted charcoal leather seats. And it wasn't an extra, it was an option you have, what colour leather. And at the time, I really wanted the charcoal leather. When the car was delivered or at the dealership to be picked up, it had black leather. And I said to the salesman, I said, but hang on, this is not the car, because I ordered charcoal leather. And he said, well, no, you see, Keith, he said, you don't want charcoal leather. Nobody wants charcoal leather, because they get grubby, they get dirty, and you know, down the line when you want to sell it, it's not going to hold its value. So I went along with it and agreed that, okay, I'll keep the black leather. I mean, it had the white stitching, which looks lovely, as you saw. I took this back about 18 months ago, just over a year ago, 18 months ago maybe, to chop it in for another one. And the usual thing, they offered us 50% of what we paid for it, which I was disappointed about. And I said, well, why is it losing so much money? And he said to me, well, he said, there's loads of them around, and blah, 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 blah. And he said, on top of that, he said, you've got the black leather. He said, nobody wants the black leather. Should have gone for charcoal leather. So that cost me another £1,000.
Oh dear.
So that's it.
Unbelievable.
Just a true story. So if you want to buy a car, just ask us. If you don't want to lose money, ask us. If we bought it, then you probably don't want to buy it. Right. And on that note, I think we're going to finish this one off. It's been a bit of fun, just giving you layman's way, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've enjoyed what we've shown you today and talked about, if you enjoyed the video, then if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe above Michelle's shoulder. And don't forget to click the notifications.
Hope you've enjoyed that. That's it for this week, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. You were useless at that car review. Colour, it's white. I mean, what is that for people?
Well,
you don't say it's white.
I like it white.
I know,
That's the colour I
got,
wanted.
I know, but you've got to give more detail.
It's a girly thing.
That's a girly thing. Right, that's it.